Alright, here we go. It's time to redissolve the gold again. I've got all the gold back in here, including the gold that got caught on the cotton ball stuffed in the neck of the funnel, and the cotton ball I used to clean the inside of the funnel. So, haven't lost any gold, or at least no appreciable amount. This liquid here is nice and clean. There doesn't seem to be any gold in it. So all the gold's in here, so we're going to dissolve it and reprecipitate it one more time. I'm going to do it a little different this time. I'm going to start off with some muriatic acid again, like before. But I'm only going to put about 100 milliliters in. Don't need a whole lot. There's not much gold there, relatively speaking. And this time I'm going to show another method. We could put bleach in there and do it like before. But this time I'm going to show you, if I can get this off one-handed, I'm going to put some sodium nitrate in here and make what's called poor man's Aqua Regia. If you can't afford to make real nitric acid or buy real nitric acid, what you can do is you can make poor man's Aqua Regia, which is a combination of hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. And if I put some of these nitric acid frills in here, it's going to make nitric acid. The hydrochloric acid will turn some of that sodium nitrate into nitrate ions as it dissolves, and that's basically the same thing as nitric acid. So we've got here poor man's Aqua Regia, it's called. I'm going to put it in my fume hood. Again, you don't have to have a fume hood, but it's really nice if you do. And the main reason I'm putting it in here is because this is where my hot plate is, and I'm going to warm this up a little bit. Aqua Regia works best around 70 C, I found. So I'm going to just put this on medium heat and let it warm up a bit. I don't want it to boil. I just want it to warm up some. And I think we'll see something interesting happens once it warmed up a little bit. I'll be back and show you once it warms up. Alright, it's been a few minutes. The liquid's warming up. We've got some bubbling and fizzing going on. That's not boiling. What's happening is the sodium nitrate I put in there is being converted into nitric acid. It's combining with the hydrochloric acid in there and making Aqua Regia. And the bubbling and fizzing is from the gold dissolving in the Aqua Regia. And it's happening quite quickly. And here we've got the distinctive yellow color again of gold in solution. So it's happening quite quickly, a little quicker than with the bleach and the hydrochloric acid method. But of course, you have to actually find some sodium nitrate if you're going to do it this way. It can be found, it's a fairly common fertilizer. You can find it in well-stocked garden stores. You can of course buy it online. But so this is how you make poor man's Aqua Regia, as it's called. And I'm going to let this sit on the heat and warm up, and what's going to happen is all the gold's going to get dissolved, and eventually the cotton balls will kind of disintegrate into a pulp too. And then we'll be ready to filter it and precipitate it again. And this time, the gold should be pretty darn clean. Second time around, it's going to be a lot cleaner than the first time around. Each time we do this, it gets cleaner. Alright, I'm going to let it sit for a while. Well, it's been a few more minutes. The cotton balls are starting to fall to pulp, and there's a little bit, I don't know if it's showing up in the video very well, but there's a little bit of an orange tint to the fumes in the beaker. That's nitrogen dioxide gas. That gets evolved when gold, or pretty much any metal, dissolves in nitric acid. So we've got the gold dissolving nicely down here. It's a beautiful, beautiful yellow color. Yellow-orange kind of. There is not a trace of green in it like there was last time, so this is going to be much cleaner gold this time around. Now I'm going to do something I forgot to do the first time around. I've got some concentrated sulfuric acid drain cleaner here, and I'm going to get just a little bit of it on a pipette, in a pipette here, maybe about a milliliter, don't need a lot. And I'm going to add this to the liquid in here. And the reason I'm doing that is because what it will help do is precipitate out any lead that's following the gold through this process. There could be lead in there. I mean, this is electronic waste. Especially in older equipment, there's a lot of lead in the solder. And there could be several sources that could allow lead to get into this. So, but the sulfuric acid will make lead sulfate, which is insoluble in water. So when we filter this, if there's any lead in there, it's going to come out on the filter and we'll get pure gold. Purer gold. At least we won't have any lead in it. So this is almost ready. It looks like it's pretty much done. As I agitate it here, the cotton balls have completely fallen to pulp. There doesn't seem to be any gold visible left in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat off and get set to filter this again. And I'll show you that when I do it. Alright, time to filter. This time I'm just using the cotton balls in the bottom of the funnel. The only solids in here are pulp from the other cotton balls. There's no point in using a coffee filter or anything. Just going to filter it through the cotton balls. I'm going to thoroughly wash everything out of this through the funnel. Okay, I've poured the liquid through the funnel. I'm going to wash down the funnel here. Make sure all the gold is in the edge of the funnel and in the cotton balls in there, in the bottom of the funnel, winds up down in the beaker. So I'll give it a couple washes with distilled water, just to make sure we wash the gold out. Then I'll show you what's next. Alright, I'm done filtering. I've rinsed the filter material several times. It's nice pure white. I'm going to put the filter material and the stuff that was caught on it in my used filter container, because even though I've rinsed it thoroughly and it's nice and white, I'm sure there's still a little bit of gold caught in there. I'll recover that someday down the line. I'm going to transfer this to a slightly smaller beaker so it's easier to deal with for the next step. We need to denox it, and I'll show you that in a second. Alright, I transferred the liquid to the smaller beaker and I put it on the hot plate just to warm it up, because what I'm going to do next is denox it. Basically, we need to destroy any nitric acid in this liquid before we try to precipitate out the gold again. Otherwise, the gold will just go right back into solution as fast as it comes out. So I've got here some sulfamic acid. And this is probably about the best way there is to denox gold solution. Get rid of the nitric acid. And you can find this in, lots of hardware stores, home center stores. It's used for cleaning tile grout, basically, but it works. It destroys nitric acid by converting it to nitrous oxide and sulfuric acid. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little sulfamic acid to this. I'm going to add a little bit at a time and slowly, because if there's a lot of excess acid in here, it can really foam up. In fact, it can foam right out of the beaker. I've had that happen before when I've had just insane amounts of excess acid. So in this case, I don't have that much excess acid. I'm going to put a little bit more in. Not really getting too strong a reaction. Yeah, since there's sulfamic acid down in there that's not dissolving, I would say probably we are denoxed. I'm just going to let this sit a little while and see if that sulfamic acid will dissolve, and then it'll be time to drop the gold. One more time. Okay, we've got just absolutely beautiful, clean, clear, crystal clear liquid here. It's just the right color. It's a trace of green to it, and we're ready to drop the gold. I'm going to put it back in my fume hood so I don't have to breathe the sulfur dioxide gas. I'm going to start adding spoonfuls of sodium metabisulfite, or stump out to it. A liquid is warm, so I've got a good vigorous reaction here. And there's the color change. It's gone almost black. So there we are, the gold is precipitating again. I'm going to leave that on a hot plate, turn it up to a boil, and get the sulfur dioxide to boil out of the liquid, and we'll see if the gold forms a sponge this time. Last time it didn't. Last time it just formed a powder on the bottom of the beaker. We'll see if it forms a sponge this time. There may not be enough gold here for that to happen. We'll see. I'm going to turn the heat up and leave it to boil. And we shall see. So here's our gold after 2 dissolvings and reprecipitations and cleanings. It's starting to look pretty good. It's got sort of a brick red color to it. Looks pretty clean. I think what I'm going to do now is dry it out and weigh it up. So I'm just going to put this beaker on a hot plate on low and let it evaporate the water off. So I've got a nice dry powder. And then I can weigh it up, and we'll see just how much gold we have here from those fingers. So here we are in the end, exactly, and I don't know how that happened, exactly half a gram of gold from that initial bunch of fingers I processed. So I don't even remember. I'll have to go back and look at the footage. I don't even remember how many fingers there were. It's like, was it 240 grams, 8.4 ounces, something like that. Yeah, so like I said, not getting rich. You know, price of gold right now is hovering around $50 a gram, so got about $25 worth of gold here. So yeah, you can get started in gold processing with fingers, but there's not a lot of gold in them. You know, you're going to have to process a lot of fingers to get a lot of gold, and you got to get them cheap because, like I say, there's not a lot of gold in them. Now, I think I probably did okay on this. I probably only broke even, but, you know, there's still gold in those boards I haven't processed yet. There's gold in the IC chips. There's gold in the connectors, so there's more gold to be had. But, hey, it's a start. It's a start. The rest of the gold will be recovered too. It'll add up. But if you want to get started in gold recovery, fingers are, like I said, are the low-hanging fruit. It's just not a very filling fruit. Okay, I know what a lot of you are thinking. All right, you just watched an hour and a half worth of video, and at the end of it, all we got is half a gram of gold. It's like, that's a lot of time and effort for not much gold. Well, in the real world, you know, it probably only took me about that long to do this. And this process scales nicely. You know, if I had more fingers, you know, I filmed this just for demonstration purposes with the fingers I had. If I had more fingers, I could do 2 or 3 times as many easily with about the same amount of chemicals, and it wouldn't take much longer time-wise, and I'd have 2 or 3 times as much gold. So it's just a matter of having the raw materials. And when you're starting out, your first gold drops are going to probably be pretty small. Mine were, you know, pathetic. You know, 1/4 of a gram, 1/3 of a gram, 1/2 of a gram, kind of like this one. You know, but, you know, as you get better supplies of raw material and do larger batches, you'll get bigger gold drops, and it'll start piling up. And even at a 1/2 a gram at a time, it piles up. I mean, I put the gold in this little plastic vial here. It's a little tiny plastic vial. I already had 1.44 grams in it. I put that 1/2 a gram in there, so now I've got just short of 2 grams. And I'm going to let it continue building up in here. All the gold in here has been dissolved and reprecipitated twice. So once I get 4, 5, 6 grams in here, I'll do one more run on it, dissolve and reprecipitate the whole thing, so it'll all be 3 times, and it'll be nice and clean. And then I'll melt it down and make a button. And here's some buttons I've done in the past. You know, if I get 5 or 6 grams and melt it down, it's going to make a button like that right there. You know, if I melt it down to half a gram, I got it would make a button even smaller than that one. It wouldn't be very big at all. So I wait until I've got a fair amount these days until I melt it down. And you know, I've got videos on YouTube already on how to melt down the gold powder and make a button. So this video is too long. I'm not going to include that. I don't have enough powder gold anyway to do it. So, you know, just look at my other videos. But, you know, once like I said, I've got 4, 5, or 6 grams, I'll melt it down, make another button, and I'll add it to my collection of buttons here of very pure gold. And I'll take these over to the jewelry store, and I'll sell them and make some money. So that's the goal of all this, is to make a little money. Now, I'm doing it as a hobby, not as a career. So, you know, I've got income coming from other sources. This is just a hobby. So the money I make off the gold is just kind of mad money for me. But still, you know, hey, you know, it's money. So, like I said, if you just starting out in this, your gold drops are going to be pretty small probably, but as you get better and better at it and you find better and better sources of raw material and more raw material, you'll start, you know, accumulating more and more gold. And even at like a half a gram at a time, it will build up over time. You know, this vial will fill up over time, and then I'll have another button eventually. So anyway, I hope that this video has proved to be useful, not too boring, not too long and wordy. I was, you know, kind of heavy-handed with the editing, I thought, just to try and get a lot of my editorializing out of it. But anyway, I hope this has proved useful to somebody, and thanks everybody for watching. And if you have questions or comments, just put them down in the comments section, and I will try to respond, you know, as time allows. Thanks. Bye.